winds will literally stop. When the winds stop, and this is, you asked me why I'm getting off the radio. I'm literally been at this so long warning that the times of warnings are over, and now it's prepared. Get right with God. If you don't believe there's a God, you might make the effort to try and find out. Then who else laid it out any clearer than this? That's just, you're asking, and I'm telling people prepare, because they take everything for granted. They sit around primarily entertained or thinking that everything's going to remain the same. And George, just in this last year, you can see how things are escalating so quickly. So I'm telling people they better start adopting the pioneer spirit. Some people call it survival. I call it life assurance, and recognizing that, hey, listen, things are going to change so dramatically. What happens if an earthquake changes the entire subterranean water balance in the aquifers, and everybody goes to their tap, at least that are on wells or communities, municipal water supplies rupture, and guess what? The shower's no longer at the tap or the drinking water. I think that just common sense would say we should prepare for what is seemingly a world that's heading into a disaster mode.
Next up, east of the Rockies, Tim in Iowa City, Iowa. It's your turn. Hey, Tim.
Who's totally blind. I'd like to get a book on your that you've written on giants, and then the follow-up book on giants in a format I can use, since I'm totally blind, on compact disc or tape. I don't know how I'm going to go about that. And of course, there's the Iowa Department. There's the American Printing House for the Blind, as well as the American Council of the Blind and the National Federation of the Blind, that are assisting me in this, even though I get the Braille form through the American Council of the Blind. I'd like to have access to this so I can listen to it when I want without somebody reading it to me. And another thing is, after the tribulation happens and Jesus Christ takes on over the earth, is the United States going to be resurrected under his government, as we, even if it's a different type of government? And will the Midwest, like Iowa City, still stand during Jesus Christ's rule and all that? Those are the things that I'm interested in, and especially that book on giants, and then the follow-up to giants.
Okay, very good. Stephen?
Well, my offer to George is I don't have my books in Braille, okay?
Or on tape, right?
Or on tape, but I will send to blind individuals. I'll give them my book if they'll have someone read it to them or read it into a tape recorder. Now, some people have told me that at different areas of the country, if I will provide the book, they will, put it into whatever form. I think it's usually audio form. So that's the only thing that can help him there. His other questions, those are questions he needs to get answers to from God. I can't even begin to take those questions on.
All right. Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it. Next up, let's go to Anthony in New Mexico, west of the Rockies. Anthony, you're on with Steve Quayle.
Stephen Quayle and Mr. Norrie, I appreciate, first of all, Mr. Norrie, for everything you do of not dumbing us down. Since I listened to your show, I've shut off CNN, Fox News, all that stuff, because I just feel dumber than I started when I first started watching it.
Well,
Mr. Quayle, my question is, I'm a father of 3 young boys, and I'm 30 years old. First of all, you thoroughly got me freaked out. My mom always told me not to have kids in this system of things, just to not put them through what we're about to face. And now that I did, I would like to know, I know George should ask you, what are you going to do to survive all this? What do you recommend? Because I'm totally living off the grid. We go to Walmart. We live off the electricity that the city provides for us. As a matter of fact, I work for the city of Albuquerque. So what do we do to prepare for this future that's coming for us?
Well, first of all, I recommend Holly Deo's book, Dare to Prepare. Seriously, all of the questions. I've been in the world of trying to help people for 3 decades in preparedness, and I think she's written the best book that you can possibly get to take everything systematically. You already live off the grid, so you're not dependent upon that. I think you're taking the right steps. I think that, again, Holly's book is available by going to my website or her website, and that's the best book I know to prepare anybody.
What was her name again?
Holly Deo.
And the website is StanDeo, DEYO.com.
Right.
DEYO?
D is in dog, DEYO.
DEYO.com, okay.
DEYO, StanDeo.com.
And again, I'm a Christian, I'm a believer, and I appreciate, again, Mr. Quayle, what you're bringing forward to us, because we are being dumbed down as we speak right now, and that's something I'm trying to put into my kids so they survive for the future, and I appreciate that.
And I salute you as a father that has enough love for his kids to prepare them for the future. Most kids and most parents don't care enough to even deal with their kids in the present, let alone be concerned for them in the future. So thank you for what you're doing for your children.
Steve, let's go to Pennsylvania. Don, you're on with us. Go ahead, Donald.
Well, good evening, Steve. Good evening, George.
Hi.
And I'm calling from Copley, Pennsylvania. God bless that gentleman that called. I've got some things to say, but the one about he asked you about the book. Now, Steve and George, if that book has already been sent to recordings for the blind, if it has been.
It has not.
It has not. I don't even know what recording for the blind is.
Okay. But God bless. That was so wonderful. And, Steve, one question I have. A reliable source, I feel a very reliable source, and I love mentioning all these names, says that after the Republican convention, they really feel that we will attack Iran. By the way, that's the true news with Rick Wiles. You've been mentioning Dmitry Duduman, and that's one thing I want to say. First, another thing, Steve, you know what? I'm also a blind listener. I listen to you every night on the shortwave, and I know the emails must be very difficult to deal with, okay? And I don't even know what it's like, but my point is, what I want you to do and what I want Hawk to do, and I'm hoping desperately he's hearing this tonight, I'm hoping that you all realize the people that really love you, the people that call you tonight on the show and people that really love you, and I don't say this easily, but I'm one of the people that loves your show. It's very difficult. It's not a pleasant earful, but you talk about vulnerability, you're a Christian, and if you go off the air, I completely understand, but I thank God and I thank you for indeed what you've done, and I'm wondering if you also know when you're going to be on Alex Jones. I don't know if I'll be able to find that out. Do you have any idea when you're going to be on Alex Jones?
I don't. I know that it'll be probably in the next 2 weeks.
2 weeks. I kind of chastised Alex a little bit for a situation that he got into in the Democratic convention. I've got to get him back on the program to let him explain that as we talk about other things, because he's been remarkable on this show, Stephen, with the things that he has seen and the things that he is so perceptive of.
I tell Alex, I said, I don't know what vitamins you're taking, Alex, but, man, I'd like to have some of the energy.
He was on many that day,
yeah,
let me tell you.
The thing is that, let me share this. As a talk show host, you basically try and do your best to get the information out. Look, I can't verify everything. I'm not trying to cover my butt, but the thing is that I like the guys say, well, you're always wrong. Well, excuse me, tell me who else was talking about this stuff years before it ever happened. The thing is that I think Alex deserves a lot of gratitude because, look, he gets so much flack, but the people he gets flack from can't argue against his evidence in many cases, so they just attack Alex, and I think he's a true hero.
Next up, let's go to Kathy in Illinois. Hi, Kathy.
Oh, hi, George, and hi, Stephen. I heard Guadalcanal, and I shot to the spare room to pick the phone up. My father was on Guadalcanal. He never spoke about it. But years later, there was a couple containers. At the bottom of this container was a great battle book. I opened it up. It was about Guadalcanal. My father wrote his diary on Guadalcanal, and I'm looking at a picture that he drew of a Komodo dragon. He had a BAR rifle and was a sharpshooter. I hope I'm saying that right now.
You're doing a great job.
I just unearthed this 3 months ago, okay? It took me a while to go through all this. And he wrote, grows to a length of over 12 feet in average size, about 13 to 8 to 5 feet. What it boils down to is that he shot the tongue out of this dragon. It went up a tree. He shot the tongue out, but it still kept going. And they never, ever saw the dragon fall over and die.
Wow.
And he's got on here that he was glad he was off Death Island.
He called it Death Island?
The soldier. He's got in here the missing soldiers.
Right.
And he's got stars and everything. Now, George and Stephen, the producer asked me if I could, copy this.